Hi everybody, I'm here to talk a little bit about brass tonguing. I have found most brass players that the default way of tonguing is kind of have your lips, spread or pursed a little, and then your tongue goes up against the roof of your mouth and down. Now, that is actually a lot of movement. I mean, my tongue's going from the top of my mouth to the bottom, which gives me a sharp tongue, a clear tonguing, because I'm using the tip of my tongue, and it lets the air out, but it doesn't give me a lot of control of the airstream. If I want to control the airstream above my tongue after tonguing, where's the tip of my tongue go? So it's down here, so that the middle of my tongue can move around to control the airstream. I could send it really far back if I want. I wouldn't do that too often. Only if I was playing really loud. To let a lot of air out, almost like I was sighing. So it's a much easier way of tonguing to do this. So what's happening is I'm just keeping that arch position. And I can let air out with the middle of my tongue. And what this lets me do, this is the default embouchure I kind of want. That's how I'm going to start a note. You can actually see my tongue in between my teeth. Inside the trumpet mouthpiece, it might be a little more obvious on trombone or tuba mouthpiece. Inside the trumpet mouthpiece, my lips will come together, and that'll be the buzz. But what's happening is hello? Went out of focus, autofocus, fail. Okay, what's happening is the tongue is actually supporting the top lip, so it doesn't give up. It doesn't get spread too thin by pressure, or it doesn't fold out by air pressure weighing too heavily on it. So this gives you really good control of the airstream, and really good support for your lips, which is usually where people get it wrong. I mean, if you can only play up to the high C on trumpet or high B flat, which is a 2-octave range, so, I mean, you heard me crack it, trying to do that tonguing, and it gets really thin. It gets really thin because my lips aren't supported. My lips cannot sustain that airstream. So to force it, I push, I press. And you could probably see, you can see the red there. So that's what's going on there. So to combat the airstream, my left hand presses, doing that tonguing style. This style, the lips don't give in, and the airstream is right on the lip. Right there. There's not a big space. Here, there's space. There's a big space in between where the air is coming out and where it's hitting the lip, which spreads the air all over my chops. So my chops have to fight, have to pull to keep everything in place. And we shouldn't have to do that. It should just be, this is the vibrator. This is the vibrator. So, doing this way, and I can go higher, and it's no big deal. I'm just doing a little bit more T. The air's going down a little more. and it's very easy. It doesn't take a lot of air. So I've had a lot of beginning brass students that have struggled with this tonguing concept. It is not usually what's taught by music teachers. It's not usually a technique of a classical musician. And I think because the tip of the tongue gives you a lot of, I'll say, finesse, which is really what we want in classical music. But this is a stronger part of the tongue, and that's what we want to use to be diverse with our playing. If we need to play loud, soft, high, if we need to go 2.5 octaves between the next note, it's not a big deal when your tongue is supporting your lips. This will give you more control of the air. It'll give you better articulation, and it'll give you more endurance to be able to play for longer, because there's not all this air pressure constantly being held in by your lips. Your tongue is assisting in that. The tongue is one of the strongest muscles in the body. So here's an exercise for my beginning brass students. We're going to do just with the air. That's more of a lower embouchure, actually. I could see a lot of the time. If I was really high, the tongue would go away. But it's still back there supporting the lips. So now we're just going to do the open notes. So you can see I'm pulling the tongue forward, tip of the tongue forward, then it comes up. So that's an octave. Da, da, ha, B flat, F, B flat. Now we're going to try to go. And if you can do that, and have a little, get the D, the concert D partial, the E on trumpet. That's really, really good start to this technique. So start with tonguing, and then the next video we'll talk about how to apply slurring to this. So the main problem people have with slurring, something to be aware of if you try slurring, that this kind of retreats back, and then the lips lose their support. So we want to have it be always kind of there, supporting these lips. So we can do these wide slurs. We could tongue or slur these wide slurs in wide intervals, and it's not a big issue. So that's an exercise we want to start doing to work on this enhanced tonguing technique. Alright, thank you.